If you scroll in your car during those in between moments of your day, it actually might be draining you. The main idea today is that your in between moments in the car can be for rest if you replace scrolling with simple things like a power nap or a few minutes of breathing. In my previous video, I talked about how you can use your car as a recording studio, and the general idea was basically that you can be productive in your car. You can do different kinds of work in your car. Namely, for me, it's either reading, writing, brainstorming with AI, regarding the multiple projects that I'm working on simultaneously, and filming YouTube videos. The other part of my time in the car is made up of resting. And basically, as I mentioned before, it can be either one of two things, a power nap or breathing exercises. So essentially, putting down the phone, not having that constant drone of sound and visuals, I think it's very essential in our daily lives as we are becoming more and more reliant on our phones and addicted to our phones in many cases. Before I kind of switch over to the footage, I wanted to mention that, at least for my sake more so, I mean, many of you probably already know this, but scrolling, when we say the word scrolling, we are talking about both the act of scrolling, swiping, as well as stopping and watching. So I think that's important to include. And as I hinted at before, basically scrolling, I'm going to be arguing that scrolling is not resting, even though it feels like it might be, that we seek a bit of brainless entertainment, and in many ways that we kind of associate that with kind of shutting our minds off and resting. I think it is important to be able to specifically scroll, and if we can create little pockets, maybe 3 to 5 minutes of scrolling sessions throughout the day, I think that that's a good idea. Maybe maximum 20 to 30 minutes of total scrolling, because we want to give ourselves that, I guess, pleasure of being able to do it. It does provide entertainment and a certain joy, I guess you can say. Having said that, in this upcoming video, in the upcoming footage rather, you'll kind of understand my position in terms of the importance of putting your phone down once in a while, especially when you have that in-between moment in the car, and how we can really kind of approach life creatively in terms of the act itself of simply putting down the phone, lying back and breathing can be a very creative act that could be one of a handful of things that change your life. I know that most of us will have these in-between moments in the car or wherever it might be, but specifically we're speaking about working in the car. So a lot of us have those moments and we just end up scrolling, right? And I think that we need that outlet. We need the rest and the brainless entertainment. It's very important. I think, though, when we do scroll on our phones, especially if we're accessing social media, which is what I do, although recently, the past year or two, year and a half, actually, I've really reduced that. And that was a very conscious effort on my part, because I knew that it was taking time away from other things, Anyway, when we do scroll, we approach it. It is relaxing and it's entertaining, and we do we are able to kind of take a breather that way. But it's interesting how oftentimes it's a very subtle effect, but when we stop scrolling, we feel worse, right? It could be anxiety, it could be frustration based on what we're watching, right? And these things, these images and the content that we consume really kind of sticks with us. So you have to be very careful with, I think, very, not careful, but you have to be very aware of what you're consuming, okay? And the more positive, the better, in my opinion. What was I going to say? I think that's about it. So yes, it's very deceptively kind of relaxing, right? It's actually, in many cases, can be the opposite. And after you have a scrolling session of 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, you stop and you actually feel, oftentimes for me, I used to feel more tired. I would feel like I expended energy versus the opposite, right? If you want to rest in the car using an in-between moment, you have a specific in-between moment that you seek to kind of rejuvenate and re-energize yourself. How about taking a 5-minute nap? These things like napping, power napping, it is very much a acquired skill, and your body kind of adjusts to it. When you're first kind of taking your 5 to 10 minute nap, you're going to wake up and you're not going to feel very good. But over time, if you can really set your alarm and be intentional with waking up after the 5 or 10 minutes, your body adjusts and you can actually start feeling the positive effects of taking power naps. The other thing you can do if you choose to put your phone down is do breathing exercises. Maybe take 10 deep breaths. Try to clear your mind out and completely relax your body. Maybe, kind of set the seat back a little bit so you can kind of, not completely laying down, but a little bit more where your body can sort of sink into the seat and relax. Just a few ideas I wanted to convey to you, which are really small creative practices for the in-between moments of your day. And this connects to the larger idea of approaching your life creatively. So I look forward to our next video together. Until then, take care.